can watch this 3-minute clip of Ike Zandu apologize to Doki live for the Niji black screen.
Hello, everybody. Oh, hello. Whoa. Look, okay, we know we're like 17 minutes late, but it's Zandu's fault, not mine, obviously.
I have been here for not even 3 seconds, and you're already shifting blame.
No, we were like, I told you to be faster with the thing you were working on.
I have been. You did it.
What? No, it was your idea. No, it was your thing. I waited for him.
D-O-K-I.
So this is like the only time we're gonna address this, and then after that,
No, I haven't seen what Tazumi has tweeted from her alt.
we're not gonna talk about it anymore. So we're gonna make one statement, and then that's it. Obviously, a lot of people are very surprised that, you know, we're here together. A year ago, Zandu sent me a really thoughtful message to apologize, but at that point, I was like really afraid to respond because, you know, I wasn't ready at that time. But it was only a few days ago that I was finally ready, and I tried to reach back to him and want to know if like he was okay and everything. And it was
So he reached out a while, like a year ago, but she only responded to him a few days ago.
from there that we sort of got into call together, and we had a long talk together. And also, I also want you guys to all know that Zandu did privately apologize to me, and I've accepted his apology. And because we're all human and we're allowed to make mistakes, and since that's what being an adult is, and we all make mistakes and we learn from it, and we're not perfect, you know, we're human. And I was able to forgive him and move on, and I'm happy to have my friend back too. He also wanted to give a few words to everyone. It'll be the last thing we say about all of this subject, because we just want to have fun and fuck around in Fortnite, and you know.
As a lot of people know, there's been a lot of happenings both online and personally for me, and I've been taking some time away because I felt that that was necessary for me to recover, reflect, and protect my well-being, all that jazz. And that distance also helped me process everything that sort of happened and gain some.
Yeah, you guys don't feel how much Doki is like evil incarnate? I mean, listen to her, of course. The Niji sisters are right. Yeah, it's a pretty chill stream, just joking and vibing and them bantering like old times. I think a lot of people appreciated that.
Clarity about it all, and I'm not gonna lie, it was very painful and overwhelming at times, but I think stepping back was honestly the healthiest thing that I've been able to do, and I feel a lot better now. I've been able to connect with a bunch of people. I've been talking a lot with my dad lately, so that's a lot of fun. I also should bring up that I'm not like coming back to streaming or anything. I'm still taking things rather slowly and focusing on myself. I don't really know what I'll do in the future, but I hope that we can just play games and have fun today and appreciate it for what it is. In that whole time, I also realized that me and Doki were probably sharing a lot of similar experiences that I wish I was capable of seeing at the time. I was misinformed and felt pressured into decisions that I would later go on to truly regret, and later that I would find out things that I believed weren't entirely accurate, and I wished I understood things better before reacting the way I did, and that understanding is what led me to reach out in the end. And I'm grateful that Doki was so gracious and like would even give me the time of day and allow us to reconnect and everything. So like genuinely, I know I said this privately already, but like I'm so sorry, man, and all of that distance that it created.
I'm happy to have my friend back. Is so cute.
We had to go through a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, only thing
like
that matters.
Instead of being able to be there for each other and support each other, because I do care. I care back then, I still care now, and I always will. And I'm just happy that you gave me the time of day and were willing to like hear me out, talk to me, and make amends. And we can play games and be silly and talk about Kurt's stuff again, because I will tell you, even during our like big sappy like reunion call and everything, she still springs some of the most out of left field things. Everybody keep kindness in your heart, be kind to one another, and just focus on your own happiness, and that's all that should really matter to you.
I can't believe that people are upset at these words. Like the Nijisanji fans keep repeating, like, I can't believe he said that. He just wants to move on, and he's preaching about like forgiveness and being happy.
Yeah, and Starmie and Mega Starmie.
And Mega Starmie, of course.
I told you guys yesterday that there was this collab with Zandu, Doki and Zandu together. He didn't stream his POV, just wanted to be chill. And, you know, they spoke, they had an honest talk, and he apologized for how things were back then. Now, Zandu is, of course, believed to be Ike Eveland, which participated in the Black Screen stream where they spoke against Selene. So it's a nice, you know, it's a nice show that they did here. It's a nice little action, and it means a lot, this collab. But of course, not everybody's happy about it. And a lot of fans have different reactions to hearing this news. Most people thought this was positive news, but for people like this person, Kenich, it's definitely not. He's tweeting, Lamau using Menhera girlfriend to drama farm attention and drop hints of bullying for return, leading to harassment to ex-colleagues who can't fight back. Using Doki to be on the good side of the internet, ignoring the fact that Dragoons have been harassing your fans for 2 years straight. Sure. Let's give DramaTuber more ammo in the meanwhile. You guys have a great Oshi. What a responsible 30 years old man. That is surely a lot of strategic move and setup to do for someone recovering from mental illness. That dude has no chill. He adds, would unironically agree with r/Kurosanji that this is a good thing if the Barry stuff didn't happen. There's this other fan who responded to him saying, it's honestly quite psychopathic in a way, using other people to air out personal grievances than letting that ex-girlfriend get harassed for being Menhera. All the while, people pity you for having to deal with them. And you claim to be bullied and see your coworkers get sent death threats and harassed, which you already have experience, and so now the consequences of. All the while your own fans think you're a poor victim and welcome you back happily while you were orchestrating everything. Oh my god, he's the mastermind behind everything. And now distancing yourself from the fact someone was allegedly brought to a suicide attempt because of you and your coworkers supposedly did. You can't be the perpetrator, so you have to be the bullied. You have to sacrifice the people who love you to the wolves, so you don't. Somebody QRT'd it saying, I want whatever cocaine Dragoons snort every morning before they come on here and tweet. As if this guy is a Dragoon though. Somebody else responded, this is a Niji fan by the way. And they're like, oh nah. If Doki can forgive, then so can I. It's been far too long holding on to feelings of distrust and maybe hate for someone who's been off the face of the earth, who suffered harshly on his own. Maybe more will come out today, but more importantly, it's good to have you back, Zandu. So this person is okay with it. This person is a little bit less black and white. But on the fence, I'm relieved to see him back, but I'm not sure I'm happy about the why and the timing. It's Roku from the future to tell y'all that the emphasis on not sure is very strong right now. Then this person says, 6 months has always been the rough estimate check in time though. I've had it marked on my calendar since the start of May. If anything, it's the timing of the other thing that feels contrived for me. So he's mentioning this because, I don't know if you guys remember, but Kuro said that when he gave him advice, he said something like, oh, you should take 6 months off the internet. So people are like, oh, this fits with the timeline. And then he says, if anything is the timing of the other thing that feels contrived for me, I am aware I may be blinded by my own fanhood. And Roku responds, it's a bit of both. Nobody was expecting him to clock straight back in after the time period. And I personally never assumed he would be streaming. The other thing seems less contrived and more of a knee-jerk response backed by years of animosity. I really don't want to assume anything about what he did or is going in his life, but I can totally understand making a strong and correct statement and want to make it right. ASAP. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's okay to make mistakes if you realize you're wrong and you want to, walk them back, you want to apologize, you can always try. Or at least the door should be open to it. I mean, and technically this person's wrong because he's not really streaming. He wasn't even streaming his POV. He was collabing. Somebody else responds, finally someone says it, because I'm not a hater, and even though I'm not in his community like him, I like him, but this all seems so off, especially with Barry reposting his tweet. Bro, I swear to God, if all that was just for his comeback, I'll be so disappointed. Oh, they think it's like some kind of PR stunt? No, it feels more genuine to me. DOP responds, I'm a quildren and a kindred, so I'm sitting here as a child of divorce, like... We don't know these people, and frankly, that's been my mantra for this arc. I wish them success and prosperity, but above all, I wish they made good choices. Oh, I guess because Ike is sort of positioning himself against Vox there, since people are speculating that this kind of lines up or supports Barry's document. This other person says, same, and I feel terrible for feeling this way. So these fans are more like conflicted about it, or it's giving them some anxiety feelings. This and who he is doing the stream with feels so off, not gonna lie. So I guess they don't really like Doki Bird. Yeah, exactly. I feel like he has more reason to be connected connecting with Doki considering his past experience with Niji. This person says, a terrible day for toxic fans and drama tubers. The toxic side of the VTuber community made everyone forget that even if a major conflict occurs, you can still forgive and move on. And this person says, wouldn't drama tubers love this? I say, I don't think so. They thrive out of negative content. We fucking won. When you are positive and supportive, you always win. Not really, because with the Barry doc and this, they will have the ammo to claim dude was forced to be on the black stream. Because it makes zero sense for him to be there out of his own volition, considering he was facing bullying. If we take Barry's doc at face value, that is a rat that people are speculating of. I guess the rats are still going strong every single day, but that's more something that forum users are speculating on. It's not something that's official. We can't really know how much he was forced to. I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, you kind of always, you must have the option to say no or find an excuse, but it could be that, you know, information was withheld from him, that he didn't have the full picture. We know how they work. Out of all the stuff we went through, this is the healing we need. That's what matters as we move forward into this reunion between them. I think this person has the right opinion, and they're a dragoon, of course. Drama tuber should have nothing but terrible days. Okay. No Google Doc, no big public statement, no dramatic apology video, just two bros flourishing, hanging out. Yup, exactly. This person says, not drama tuber, just gonna pretend to never harass blue guy. Lamel's still happy they can reconnect despite everything. Hopefully, it's just a calm stream and nothing else. I think it's funny that I don't think they ever watched our content because they would know that nobody that streams could possibly harass anybody. Like, this is just so not how we operate at all. A good day for most normal viewers, just want something nice to happen for once. Absolutely. This person says, I'm hurt and it honestly just feels like a huge slap in the face. Another mutual is checking on them. Are you okay? They respond, I'm okay. I was referring to a collab that's going to be happening later. Sorry, Lamau. And then they say, oh yeah, I felt the same way about it. Somebody else says, ha ha ha, fuck him. Wow. Just wow. You're absolute shit. Good riddance. They're really mad at him. Oh yeah, these are the kind of people that think that Doki Bird does nothing to reprimand her harassing fan base, but I don't even think they know what the meaning of harassment is. They're like, good graces of someone who does little to reprimand her dogshit fan base for harassing you and your old friends because now you're on her side and you don't have to worry about the consequences of your manipulative hypocrisy. This other person says, oh, and say you and your ex were doxxed without any proof of it happening because maybe you don't actually know what that word means, and then after your ex is done getting ratioed, you come back to the internet a week later, don't acknowledge anything, and get in the good graces of someone who does little to reprimand her dogshit fanbase for harassing you and your old friends because now you're on her side and you don't have to worry about the consequences of your manipulative hypocrisy. They also say the answer to bullying is to accuse a female friend was flirty with you so you can air out her private convos about her ex-boyfriend who was also your friend. Get your ex to leak it for you so she can take all the heat. And also throw in how you weren't in a group chat for good measure. What the fuck? This person has a whole headcanon going on, like an entire fanfic of how this played out. Preaching about being kind to yourself and others, why don't you tell your ex-girlfriend that? And here they're responding to somebody else, and the screenshot Barry shared with him was him thinking a female friend was flirting with him, which she immediately apologized and said she would respect his boundaries, and another is thinking there was a group chat, he wasn't in it, and no evidence of doxing or actual bullying. That's just petty shit. Like, he could have just come back in the internet and collab with Doki, spelled with a 0, again, without orchestrating a smear campaign a week before. Week spelled W-E-A-K, by the way. I'm seriously so dumbfounded. Don't trust anyone who says they found healing in 6 months. Carrying a baby takes longer than that. Yo, this person needs help. Throw your old friend under the bus to make up for the first friend you threw under the bus. Masterful gambit. What really sells it is that he had his ex-girlfriend do all the dirty work for him, weaponize her jealousy to take the brunt of leaking all those convos he took, so he can swoop in a week later to try and innocent in it all. Wow. I care for his happiness, but I'm not gonna enable this type of behavior. His happiness shouldn't come to the expense of other people. He didn't get along with them, so he left and cut them out already. Why did he feel the need to air out their private lives for what? Revenge? They doxed him and bullied him. Why is that not mentioned anywhere in the 50 tweets they made about this? We are seeing the timeline of somebody crashing out. Like, look at these tweets. It's like 9 minutes ago, 9 minutes ago, 9 minutes ago, 22 minutes ago, 26 minutes ago, 32 minutes ago, an hour, 2 hour, 2 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. They've nonstop been tweeting since this morning. That's crazy. All that matters is that he's happy. Okay, so you don't care about the others who were hurt by him and Barry. Is he happy he backstabbed his friends a second, third, fourth time? Now he's hopped sides. It's kind of irking me that some people take away is, we don't really like Doki. That's not the issue. He can reconnect with old friends if he wants to. The problem is how he chose to do it, and that's frustrating. I reckon men will go on about forgiveness and healing and bettering himself, like he clearly did not give the same grace to people he believed wronged him personally. Forgiveness for me, but not for D. I have so many thoughts, but I'm gonna wait until my shift is over. I really don't have time for this shit. 2 wrongs don't make a right. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is way better than with the ex-girlfriend at the moment. His supposedly ex reposted his return post, so I'm not gonna say it. She says, still better than having to see them on screen together this soon at the very least, call emoji. Same, let's be kind and welcome everyone old and new. And she says, like, right now I'm just glad we avoided a worst case scenario collab partner. The hilarious thing is I know antis are gonna be predictable as hell, and suddenly tokens stand this man as if they didn't want his head on a pitchfork a year ago. Like, okay, if they're friends again, but I'm not gonna pretend like I suddenly like her. Meanwhile, I just know weirdos are gonna use this as ammo as if they didn't want this man gone forever. Back then, this person was very vocal against Doki. May's take is not like that crazy, I guess, because I mean they just really dislike Barry. They're weird, of course, because they've always been like, I think they were the one pushing the BPD Doki thing, but I'm not too sure. They were like retweeting that document that they made on Doki or something. No, my memory might fail me there, but I remember seeing this name a lot back then at the crux of the Nijisanji thing. And they're kind of acting here as if people are going to change their mind on somebody once new information came out. It'd be weird if like you didn't change your mind once new information came out. It'd be stupid. This place is so fucking unserious. Like, you do have to laugh. Jasmine is another huge Nijisanji stan. May's responding to her saying, like, at the point it's just hilarious because low-key this is 2 sides of a massive feud that went on for so damn long and now they're besties again. Like, what were the Twitter riots for? TBH, I wasn't really on that. All he did was like say just these few lines in the black screen stream and then never spoke about it again. And people kind of forgot about his, like, from all of the people involved, he was the least bad. Like, burying the hatchet is a net good, but I have no love or trust in the people who were making racist art and revenge porn suddenly trying to break bread. I'm sure they feel the same way about me. I'm more cautious than optimistic, but I'll let adults be adults. I mean, obviously, making those kind of things falls under harassment and it's not okay. No, for real, like, if they made up, and good for them, whatever, but I'm not gonna pretend like I like her. I'm gonna see how it plays out. Somebody else responded, I always knew that was BS and just the most toxic fan behavior, but no one stopping that was what stank the most. I mean, Doki did make a post back then saying that she wanted people to be positive and not spread toxicity. Somebody else is like, I'm out of here, can't stand it, this sucks, yikes, I guess my Kamiyoshi really is gone because I don't know if I can support that. So this person is upset at their Kamiyoshi Ike. But I thought some Nijisanji fans were okay. But we also have sisters blaming Doki mainly for not controlling Niji aunties. Oh, well, that's one of the narratives they've been going for a really long time. This other fan says he chose the worst person to come back to. I'm sorry, but her fans kept harassing us and Quildren throughout this time. I agree, and the worst thing is that her fans act like they never did that in the first place when they were most likely one of the main reasons his mental health got so bad. Yep, exactly. The tweet is exactly about her fans. They're the ones who started all of this and now they're acting like they want something. I feel like the Dragoons are like super positive. I know, and with how her fans has blamed him for what happened to her for over a year, he most likely started to blame himself too, because of how bad his mental health got. We're just supposed to smile and move on through the harassment again. Can't speak on the feelings of livers, but mine after everything I've seen and experienced as a fan has left me too bitter. It's very clear no reconciliation will be given to fans like me. This is not to put my feelings on anyone else though. Do what y'all want, but respect folks that might feel differently from you. I'm genuinely happy if they are happy and friends again, but what about the people still left behind facing harassment? But apparently none of these people harassing exist. The people complaining about harassment are suddenly the problem. If I wasn't clear enough here, if you support Doki Bird and follow me or block me, if you're neutral about the situation, I do not like you and I don't want you to interact with me. And here's some positivity. I know a lot of people don't like Doki, and that's perfectly valid. I think it's now more than ever we need to remember that we never saw the full picture at any point in time, and if the two of them who are directly involved are willing to reconnect again like this, we can only trust they know the situation better, their own situation best. At the end of the day, we are all just outsiders looking at their situation after all. Yeah, finally a reasonable tweet. And then this person adds, I just want to give a fair warning now that I will be unapologetically loud and happy about this happening. If there are people who feel like muting or unfollowing me because of this, I completely understand. Please do what you need to do to protect your own online experience. Yep, we know like 10% of any situation online. So, you know, it's not all fans who think this way. Some people are being supportive of this. Some people are happy that there is closure and that they get to move on. This is another one. I expected too much from you. It's my fault for setting my expectations too high. I forgot that at the end of the day, you're just a man. Oh no, the true crime of being just a man. What I will say is, it's good that they made up, but I won't forget the 2 years that her fan base wanted this man off, so I don't want any of these mofos be buddy-buddy with him all of a sudden. There's a lot of layers to this story and I don't want to get into it right now because I'm still on vacation, but I hear you. I hear all concerns and all of them are valid. What I care more is hearing him be fine, and that's good enough for me. What exactly what Dokos is doing, the let's move on guys, the talking with blah blah blah, with no actual speaking is frustrating. So that's it. What about the people who suffered from your healing journey? Birds of the same feathers do flock together, indeed. You know, they're so mad, and these are like fans of him. So the translation is, Selen/Doki really is amazing, sarcastically. She manipulated a lot of people with her words. She should have just become an actress and not a VTuber. She probably would have been accepted at how great she was at acting. She didn't need any evidence. The others immediately believed her. This person says, because they say, believe all victims, like sarcastic. And Rain responds, Tangina, in what angle there is she the victim? Even to her childhood friends, she kept being a moron. And this person responds, Doki mentioned attempts and boom, all sympathy went to her. This person says, you aren't Selen, Ike, and Mista anymore. You betrayed Niji-en, so you don't have a right to say anything. Stop playing the victim. These are, I think this was a Japanese post, and some of these posts that are like describing the situation I saw one of them that had 6 million views. 8.4 million views! 8.4 million views for this tweet saying, sorry, what is this? And it's, you know, black screenshot, Vox, Ike, and Elira singing together. This other tweet, 4.9 million views. So Doki Bird commotion. This is Ike. Wait, what is the sun with the cloud supposed to be? It's like Vox, Quill, and sun with cloud. Do explanatory stream. Oh, that's Elira. Doki graduates and reincarnates. Ike, Vox, and Elira get backlash. Subscribers plummet. Ian's long-awaited 3D live. Quill graduates. New Doki Bird reincarnation and Quill reincarnation collab stream. Actually, 1 year ago, Quill apologized personally and made up with Doki. Doki and Squirrel flips on Quill. Hate concentrate on Elira and Vox. The plot thickens, just know I will always side with Elira. I like that they censored Elira as if it's a slur. And have sussed out Selen. They also censored Selen long before the black stream. I hope Zandu is alright, but stay away from Doki's community since they wanted him dead for almost 2 years. Ike or Zandu, whatever that shit names, he's really good at manipulating people. Two-faced piece of shit. Him, Doki, and other problematic ex-livers can burn in hell where they belong. To Quill males who are shaken or feeling negative after watching this. Listening to the opening explanation of the situation, but once they said they wouldn't touch on the matter after that and moved on to the game, I stopped watching. The moment I closed the stream, I noticed my heart was pounding. And then I realized I felt relieved. After that, the tears wouldn't stop. I've been crying until just a moment ago. Normally I can sort out my feelings, but this time I couldn't. I didn't even know why I was sad. Then, thanks to a kind friend, I was able to put my emotions in order, so I'd like to share that with all of you. I think even knowing that Zandu is Zandu, somewhere deep down I was still looking for traces of Ike in him. But the person there wasn't Ike, it was Zandu. I can't take this shit seriously. That realization shocked me. VTuber is a roleplay after all. Ike was a character who was intellectual, calm, gentle, always encouraging everyone and loved his fans, but in my impression of Zandu, I couldn't find Ike at all. Yes, the voice was the same, but it absolutely wasn't Ike. Looking back now, Zandu caused this whole uproar in collusion with Barry. I can't help but think there was a smarter ways to handle it, making the fans worry endlessly, then laughing uproariously and appearing on Doki's stream of all places. It was bound to confuse people. Ike would never do something like that. But he isn't Ike, he's Zandu. People have many sides. Compared to Ike, Zandu feels more free-spirited, or to put it harshly, like a mischievous, high-maintenance child. But I'm surprised they didn't call him like a Kuzogaki. But I'm grateful that he perfectly played the role of Ike until the very end. Seeing how different he was in the stream made me realize just how much care he put into the performance. Yeah, how dare he be himself? He did his job perfectly. In the end, the person I loved was Ike. I went to Zandu's stream hoping to see Ike, but Ike wasn't there. That shock was the reason for the tears that came unbidden. But I'm not saying Ike is gone forever or anything like that. Ike Evelyn did die, but true death doesn't exist. When a person dies, they become memories. Even if every person on Earth forgets them, their traces remain on this planet in countless forms. So I was able to convince myself I really do love Ike. With that, I understood the reason for my distress from watching the stream and I've calmed down. This is just my opinion and experience, so I don't know how everyone else feels, but I hope it helps someone. We will always be Quills as long as we keep loving Ike, as long as we walk along the trail of words he left behind. Life goes on. Let's carry the legacy of the blue novelist and keep walking. When it gets hard, let's encourage each other and keep living. And this tweet went pretty viral. I mean, it's got 400k likes, views, I mean. I love when they get like lost in their headcanon. I was such a clown forever liking him. So a lot of Ike fans are just like dropping him or turning on him. A bunch of quotes from that one post that had like 8 million views. People, you know, being upset. Timeline just doesn't add up. They mentioned last year he reached out to her because he realized he got manipulated and misinformed. However, just this year, he still did a concert and cried in front of thousands of people, even mentioning it's his best day. This is an absolute joke. You tell me this was all fake? I just bought Ratatouille for nothing! He fake as fuck, bro. That ain't real tears. He probably doesn't remember that overture happened. Question mark. Is that really what you feel? As a result, this is how you performed. Seriously, what the hell is this? I've really come to hate Ike-kun. I like that they put Kun, even though they said they hate him. But yeah, I think a lot of these last few tweets are from Japanese fans. It's just that they come up translated because of the bot we use. And this person says, he's a drama king after all. That's the only reason he couldn't fully pull off the role of Ike. Ooh, this person's so mad. JP is so upset about it. Sorry, what is this? Seriously, how did it feel to hug those two? Aren't your coworker and senior important friends who know the same pain as you? If you were trying to get close to Solange just to please yourself, then you're seriously crazy. Has your mental illness worsened? I feel visible rage every time I see that two-faced witch's avatar. I really wish the Hololive boys would stop associating with her as well. So they're talking about Doki here. And the opposite happened on the other side of the spectrum, where the Niji sisters wanted Doki dead, who were Vox and Illyra stands deriding them the entire time. Both communities were out for blood, and who's to say these people that acted like this were true fans anyways? Somebody else is pushing back on OP's post, wanting him dead, so we're just making shit up now. Based on timeline, Vox and Ike only became bad relationship after the black screen. Then, can we stop lumping tourists and drama chasers to a certain fandom, please? As a lurker of said sub, I can assure you, people over there aren't negative about him, especially after people reached a conclusion to past allegations he had favoring him. Only the pure haters that eventually got weeded out of the sub or downvoted controversial this past year. Quill, I was watching it thinking it was a reconciliation that Tada had fought upon on his own to avoid further criticism, but as a result, Vox, the hatred towards Tada and the other has only increased. I don't know who Tada is supposed to be referring to here, so I don't really understand anymore. Quill, I want to believe that Tada's words and actions then and now were somehow acted out of kindness, and it didn't seem like lies to me, so I'm just more confused now. Because the ex-livers were sitting on golden seats built by all of the JJP senpais that got their promised fame, and now they're suddenly playing the throwing stones, no shame. They're humans and deserve their rights, sure, but better not forget it wasn't all of their own doing. May tweets, the JP fans are mad as hell, like damn. Yeah, the JP fans are so mad. I'm really disappointed in Ike. I mean, the people who graduated from EN Rainbow were so mistaken about the fame and stuff they got from being part of the group, and now I really hate the graduates so much, and when I think about it, all those tears were just a farce, and it seems so stupid, and they don't realize that they're hurting the remaining EN members, and in the end, they just care about themselves. Wow, this is one of the user, we saw one of their tweets earlier. Dude, it's got 1,000 likes, that's crazy. Says your mental health is not an excuse to be a manipulative, nonchalant, or narcissistic towards good people. Good people? But he says he got bullied and doxxed. This is Korean, I believe. Damn, that's some extreme shit, dodging without a word, then ditching the comrades who were on your side and clinging to the enemy you were just brawling with, like, blatantly? You think this can get forgiven just because it's mental health issues? You gotta ghost without warning again, take a 6-month break and come crawling back? You think the fans are a joke? Wow. If I was really parasocial, I'd be blindly defending his sleazy behavior. If you want what's best for him, you actually want him to find a healthier way of dealing with personal issues. But it's because you don't like certain people, you don't want to admit that what he did was bad. I do want to say that tension is getting high for some of the wrong reasons. The anger is being moved in different places. Resentment is something I will never fault for, but the death threats to anyone is uncalled for. I think the more sane approach to recent events show y'all need to cut ties with whatever you're disappointed in and stick to your own corners because clearly your feeling overrides tech. I ended up thinking that what I liked was Ike Evelyn, who belonged to Nijisanji's EN and not the person inside. I really liked Selene, but I'd finally started to get some closure on my feelings, and now that it's come to this, I don't give a damn about Doki Bird or Zandu anymore. I just think they're shit, but that doesn't change the fact that this whole thing was still a betrayal of the people left behind back then, so what the hell was all of you crying about? Kind of vibe, you know? This shit really pisses me off. The concept of JP fans being strict with PL etiquettes, but now they're directly clocking the X Rainbow's ass Lamau peak cinema. This person says they're mad as fuck. This is another Japanese tweet. It's really painful to see Ike's fan hurling insults at him all at once. It's as if they're being criticized. Even if what he did isn't excusable, there are things that are okay to say and things that aren't. You're free to continue to think or feel anything about him, but it's wrong to hurl insults at him. This person's right. How many people did start watching him because he debuted from Niji? Who made Niji this big enough for him to be found in the ocean of contents? This time he betrayed fans, so you don't get it. He's replying to somebody else here. I think I get it. Most Western fans, they love the liver first and foremost with no regards for the company, but JP fans see it differently, and this person responded that to him. And the other person responded, no, I get it, but I think different. How we meet him may be because of others, but we only stayed because of him. For me, any company is just an employer, and any job is a two-way street. They wouldn't give him the publicity if they thought they couldn't get something out of it. Okay, well, this is kind of a reason. This is a reasonable take. Now that he is not employed in the company, he owns them nothing. He already paid his dues with his work, and any gains that came from this are his own merits. That is what I mean by cultural difference. We see his fame as a consequence of his work and talent, not of a company help. The other Niji fan says, I get your point, though I don't think he could have come this far if he had debuted as an indie, and I've seen so many talented indies get buried. I agree that what he's achieved was because of his talents and effort, but still the fans were the one who pushed him up to achieve all of that too. And if he had even thought a little bit about the fans, I don't think he would have done this, because he's smart and intellectual enough to know the consequences of his actions, including the wave of hate the fans would receive, just like 2 years ago. And the person pushes back again. You say that, but plenty of his fans are very happy that they could hear him again. I don't agree that he should shut himself out just because evil third parties would use this as an opportunity to create hate. It is not his fault and not his responsibility. The haters are at fault. This person is actually so on point. Like, they explained it better than I did. Then the fan responds, he can talk about his own feeling on stream. Yes, he can leak chats to his ex, a third party to be spread. Question mark. Be happy to know he's doing well. Yes. Be sad to see the girls attacked and mad about unnecessary info that didn't resolve anything but just fed drama tubers. Also, yes. Cultural differences, yes. Plenty of fans are happy. I don't know. I don't see them on my TL, but heard some people are happy. Plenty of fans are not happy. Yes. Look at OP ratio. I mean, look at all the people that showed up to the collab. These are probably all happy people. Happy people don't go on Twitter to vent about it. And then last one. This person says, he apologized to me and not we apologize to each other to me, as if she didn't do anything wrong, as if she did not plan anything. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying anything. I cannot support it. And this tweet got 1.1k likes. Crazy. She didn't do anything, and I don't think that she planned anything, so it's such a wild statement. The best tweet was the Shakespearean eulogy. I'm gonna double down on that. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.